Will prices in Benidorm's restaurants and bars drop at least the tiniest bit right now when we are outside of the peak summer season? Ultimate scam, and the person finally arrested after gathering around 30,000 euros from older generations while using an ATM here in the area of Benidorm. The weather forecast, what is happening with the red Dana storm alert that we have in Valencian Community, things to do in Benidorm, and the upcoming incredible events. All this and more in today's latest Benidorm news update. Stay tuned up until the end. Let's begin. First of all, let's talk about fun things, which are things to do in Benidorm right now. Don't think that if you're coming in October month that it's going to be quiet, it's going to be dull, there's going to be no things to do. Absolutely. That is far from the actual truth. First of all, we still have quite a lot of entertainment. There's different expositions. There's photographic expositions. There's a museum. There's excursions, marine excursions. There's boat trips. There is different types of jet skis and parasailing. There's walks towards the natural parks and hiking, sightseeing, viewpoints, nearby villages, and so many more things, including the theme parks, which we have 5 of them here in the area. So apart from that, obviously there are some specific celebrations that are here every single year with us. For example, one of the most important ones right now will be just in a couple of days, beginning of October, which is Moors and Christians. It is a very popular, very common celebration, especially in our region, at least on the Mediterranean coast. And Benidorm, Villajoyosa, Albir, Altea, Alcoy, and other surrounding villages do celebrate almost a whole entire week of these incredible festivities and events. In Benidorm, it's going to be from 2nd to 5th of October. And here on the screen, you can see it in English, by the way, translated everything that is going on. First of all, on the 2nd of October, there's going to be different types of games and the castle put in place together with some entertainment for the whole entire family right by the King's Square, which is basically where the town hall is located, right next to the Bristol Hotel, starting from 5 p.m. And starting from 8 in the evening, there's going to be the invasion of Moors to the area. It's like a specific scene of how it would have been, how it was in the past. And it's done also right there at the very square. So you don't need to go anywhere specifically apart from that place. On the 4th, there is going to be the Grand Parade. Obviously, all the rest of the days in between the 3rd, there's going to be some religious events, some morning events by the square. But the most important things are the beginning and the parades. The giant parades of Moors and Christians will be held on the 4th, which is Saturday. And this parade usually starts at 8 p.m. As you can see here, it starts from the street of Tomás Ortuño, right at the top of Rusafa Avenue, and then it goes down all the streets, and you end up at the same square where the beginning of festivities has started. And on Sunday, the same time at 8 p.m., there's going to be a smaller parade. This one's called Informal Parade, which is not as big, but it's very nice. It's a candy throwing parade, which you have to be careful with your head and your eyes overall because it hurts when a candy lands on you. So quite a few days of interesting and colorful celebrations will be here in Benidorm. Apart from that, obviously all the sports activities by the beach and all the remaining things that you can enjoy in Benidorm and beyond it are still here waiting for you. And then in November, we'll have the November fiestas of Benidorm, which are the most important ones ever, whole week of celebrations. So yeah, we're off to a good start of this autumn. Let's continue with 2 main news while the wind starts to blow harder and harder, honestly, by now. At the end, during the weather update, I'll show you some clips of the videos that we filmed this morning very early of what was happening. Now it has nothing to do with it, honestly, it's not as bad, but we're still expecting some rain this evening. Hopefully, we're able to film it to you guys. We'll see. The second main news is about prices in restaurants and bars. Many people still think, as for the day of today, that prices fluctuate between summer and winter kind of seasons, like a peak season and just regular year in Benidorm. And some people feel like by summer prices are inflated, you pay way more for the same things, and by winter these prices decrease. We're not in winter yet, but we are in autumn already. It's obviously almost October month, and we're not in a peak season any longer. But the truth is that prices do not depend on the season. Maybe decades ago it was the case here in Spain, but nowadays it's very, very different. Benidorm overall has a tourism a whole year long, so we do not expect changing prices. Menus are exactly the same, prices are printed on them, and the only thing that changes is that prices keep going up, not down. And it has nothing to do with the summer season or not. It just has something to do with the inflation, with the overall cost of living, cost of a product, of electricity, of wages, salaries, and just to maintain the business on float. That is how it's being recalculated. And actually we did see some cocktails, for example, that instead of costing exactly like 5, 6, 7 euros, 9 euros, they have some cents to them, like 9.20 or 7.50, 7.70, 7.20. Well, this slight increase is for the inflation. Obviously, every single month or every few months, businesses do increase prices, at least the tiniest bit, to help them out to cope with all the situation, because biggest businesses and corporations, they do have a lot, but mostly Spain is created, as well as Benidorm is, by teeny tiny businesses, small and medium-sized companies that are a vehicle of the economy here, the engine of the economy. So these are unprotected whatsoever. No one helps them, and they need to cope with it by themselves, which is why they try to raise the prices, not as much so that people would be offended, but just enough to actually stay on float and maintain their doors open. So no, prices are not decreasing in winter. They're also not increasing in summer because it's summer, but prices are just gradually going up, the same as inflation does. It's been happening for years and years. It's just we've been more cautious with inflation since after pandemics, and we've been monitoring it way closely. However, it's been here always, and it's normal that prices would rise slowly but surely every single year. Even so, it doesn't mean you cannot find bargains here in Benidorm. We've tried some incredible menus here. Some of them cost just as little as 15.50, but were absolutely incredible. This was, by the way, one of our latest videos from Cheap Menu in Benidorm restaurant. And just yesterday we've tried a place that has the most expensive English breakfast in the whole entire town of Benidorm, which absolutely was not worth it. But that's for you to see how different prices actually are. Let's continue with the last news, and it is about something that's been happening that, as usual, is affecting people who are more of advanced age. This time, these were all seniors between 70 and 82 years. Several people who were affected by a person who was scamming them by trying to help when they were going to the ATM machine. This happened here in Albir, by the way, right next to Benidorm. And at least we know that it's here, but it's also common in Benidorm town. Whenever a older person, pensioner, goes to the ATM machine, these types of people, what they do is they come next to you and they say, "Oh, do you want me to help you?" And they look like a local, so you don't suspect anything, right? And if you don't know how things work, if you are coming from abroad, obviously it is easier if someone helps, right? So you don't think twice about it a lot of the times, even if you should. That's the key. And when this person tries to help you, he says that it's better if you use a contactless, not like putting inside the card, but just like contactless like this. And he observes which kind of PIN number do you put inside. And while you put the PIN number, he switches the card. And obviously he keeps the card. He knows the PIN number already, so he's able to withdraw money at any kind of ATM machine. He's able to go online and make some purchases because he has all the numbers of the card and everything. Go to the shops as well, because there is a limit on a daily withdrawal. which is a good thing, by the way. So by the time people actually see that, oh my goodness, I've been robbed, I don't have money on my account left, this person has a lot of all these money kept with him, especially making bank transfers, etc., which I think is strange, because usually to make a bank transfer you need a valid phone number, because the bank sends you like a specific authentication code to confirm the transfer. Not sure how he did it, but probably from the ATM machine somehow. But that is the thing, 30,000 euros from 8 people. This person is arrested already, obviously, and people are getting back their money now. The affected customers and clients are getting back their money. However, it is something very, very common. People just see that if a person doesn't know how to do it, or if they're struggling, some people might have not very good thoughts of helping these types of tourists, which are by themselves. And a lot of the times it might end up in your information being stolen and using your card for a lot of different operations, or just to withdraw the money from the ATM. If they can withdraw 1,000, 200, they're happy with it. It's the monthly salary here in Spain. So be cautious. Do not trust in people who are asking you for help. Usually there is always a language switch on the ATM machines, and these are exactly the same everywhere in the world. You insert the card, you can change the language to English. A lot of the times there's several languages available for you. Choose the one that you know and just follow the steps that it tells you. Usually it will ask you for a PIN number. It will ask if you want to withdraw money or any other operations. And once it asks you to withdraw, it will ask you the amount and confirm it. That's it. Maximum it can ask you which kind of banknotes, which kind of bills do you want, smaller or bigger ones. But that is it. Then it will give you the money, and at the end it will give you the card. That's how the process works here. It is quite simple. So do not trust people who just randomly are there by the ATM, like they're waiting for someone, and then randomly just come to you offering you some help. So be cautious, because these things do happen. Hopefully less now when the person is arrested, but you never know. So protect your belongings. And now let's talk about the weather forecast. As you all know, here in Spain, we are in a red alert in Valencian Community. Our region is, instead of an orange alert, in a yellow now. So it's not as bad any longer, because they've seen that the clouds are going different direction a little bit. So we are so far all right. We'll see, because it's not the worst part just yet. It is Monday, and today and tomorrow we are in extreme alert here, so we'll see how it goes. However, as for now, we did have some rain, which is the one you can see here on the images. We did have some rain this morning, which started very strong, but in a question of a couple of minutes it stopped. So it's like downpouring heavy rain, which just drops on you in question of minutes and then it stops. But it's the worst part, because it's a lot of liters all of a sudden, and not all areas, luckily not ours, but not all areas are able to cope with it. The worst was in Valencia, Castellón and Zaragoza. That's where there's been floods back again, and people have been receiving alerts on their mobile phones, like beeping proper alerts on the phone. And people were leaving the area to other destination points, those who could, or saving their belongings, because exactly 1 year ago, it's when the catastrophe happened in Valencia and Paiporta and all other parts, and it's still not fixed. It's been a year, and now the same alerts are coming to the same area. So people are very scared. Hopefully it's not going to be as bad, but we'll see how it goes. So here so far, just this rain, that's what happened. There's going to be some more rain this evening, probably at night, and tomorrow, Tuesday. Hopefully it's not going to be as much, but we'll be here, we'll be tuned to show you guys what is actually going on during this day alert. Here schools are working perfectly fine, everything's perfectly fine. It's just that we are pending on what's going to be happening, if it's going to be raining a lot or not. Some people took some precautions, others just are having their usual life. The temperatures are not as bad. It is quite nice to be outside like this. In the morning it was quite chilly and when the wind blows, but it's perfectly fine like that. It was between 24 Now I would say it's 26, maybe 27 maximum. That's probably the temperatures right now, but it's still all right. There are some clouds in the sky. It's not a perfect day, but the clouds are passing by really, really fast because there is some wind. We'll see how this day will end up. Obviously, this evening we'll show you another video from Benidorm, how we are living this brand new day now, which is the rest of a giant storm that hits our Mediterranean region right now, today and tomorrow. Thank you for accompanying us in today's Benidorm latest news update. We wish you a great day and stay tuned for this evening's video. Goodbye.